Hello, everyone. I would like to thank you for participating in this conference, and I would like to thank the Assist Foundation to invite us as speakers to this conference. And I'm very happy to present my topic to you today of AAC Tools for All, Tailoring Communication with TD Snap, Aphasia, and Express. My goal today is to show you the tools that are developed for some specific populations and how those populations could benefit from using those tools. Myself, my name is Jelena Kondratjeva, and I'm a speech and language pathologist. I come from Riga, Latvia. Now I live in Stockholm and work at Tobii Dynavox as an international trainer, taking care of a CEMEA region. Eastern Central Europe, Middle East, and Africa are the countries I am working with. And today, to be a bit more specific, we are going to talk about recognizing TD Snap tools to support users with aphasia, autism, intellectual disabilities, and others. We are going to see how we can use easy localization features to support smaller or underrepresented languages. We are going to be talking about how can we leverage TD Snap's flexibility for evolving our users' needs. And of course, we are going to look at celebrating small progress markers from preferences to the full sentences. So let's dive right into it. And to start diving right into it, we should talk about what TD Snap is. It's a flexible software offering professionals and families a choice of AC solutions. It comes from a set of powerful page sets and resources to empower people with speech and language disabilities to communicate. That's a very official way of talking about it. I like to think about it as a toolbox. It's a toolbox filled with variety of instruments that one can use to achieve different goals. Let's look together what kind of tools you can find there. You can find their text page set for someone who's literate, and probably the main support they need is an access, and you could give them that support. You can find there our leading page set of Snap Core First that is developed for the emergent communicators and younger communicators who are growing into independence. And with this page set, they can achieve the full independence and literacy. We also have a motor plan page set in two formats of motor plan 66 and motor plan 30 with two different grids that is supporting the motor plan learning patterns, specifically for those with the complex access needs. And then, of course, there is a blank page set that allows you to create whatever content you need and want using our PCS symbols, your own pictures, and any form and grid you would like to use. Your fantasy, imagination, and experience is the only limit here using the blank page set. There is more. And today we're going to focus on what's more. We're going to focus on two page sets. Those two page sets being Aphasia page set and Snap Express page set, something very new, just released last year, to look at two very specific populations that might need particular tools to meet their goals and needs. And I would like to make a note at this point saying that all the page sets that I just showed you are available to anyone owning a copy of TD Snap software. If you have access to TD Snap software, it means that you have access to every and each page set you just saw. You don't need to purchase anything additionally, you just need to find it within the software. So, trying to answer why do those page sets exist? Why are there that many? I would like us to focus on one very important thought, that one size does not fit all. I want to emphasize that different users do mean different needs, and understanding and researching those needs is the approach Tobii Dynavox is pursuing in developing its products. Each page set also has a unique set of complementary resources to help communicators, caregivers, professionals succeed with the communication to achieve their actual goals. The printable low-tech resources such as communication boards, communication books, getting started guides, all of it is available for all of those page sets. TD-SNAP tools are designed to meet users and their communication needs exactly where they are today. They are highly customizable. We want to enhance the user engagement, their independence, and their growth. That's why all those page sets that we just talked about exist. So let's get to it. As we agreed, we're going to focus today on two page sets, TD-SNAP Aphasia and TD-SNAP Express. And let's start with TD-SNAP Aphasia and talk really quickly what TD-SNAP Aphasia is all about. It is all about streamlining the language regaining for somebody who is working to get their independence back and the access to language. We offer a very simple layout. We offer large icons, and we do offer contextual support. We're focusing on helping individuals to regain their language skills and to compensate for the deficits they might have. We are trying to support the range of users, from those with the mild impairments to those with a severe aphasia. It's designed for simplicity, to reduce the cognitive load. There is ability to, of course, to customize the layout to support different users. On the left side, you do see different tools that are included into this page set, and I would like to talk about a few of them. For example, the quick fires. They do provide fast and easy way to communicate the little words needed in any topic or environment where a person might be. Depending on different grid size, there are 5 categories: greetings, social, personal needs, my aphasia, feelings, and communication repair, something that any user with aphasia might need. Also, we offer the word lists that they contain lists of individual words organized in particular categories. You can edit the pre-made list, but you can also create your own list, of course, if that's what your user needs. And topics. Topics provide messages that can be used to communicate in some particular environment the person meets often. And you can use existing topics like sports, meals, pets, and of course you can create your own. I would like to focus a little bit on topics because, as you see here, there are 2 different versions. There are topics in a grid form and topics as visual scenes. They can be beneficial for different user groups, and both of them or one of those options can be preferential. Let's start with the visual scenes. They contain the topic messages that are organized around one large contextual photograph that could support your user. And it contextualizes the conversation by depicting a situation, the place, experience in its entirety, or like an isolated image if necessary, like here with aphasia, the one you're seeing on your screen. And it encourages for multiple communication exchanges, comment, ask question, rather than just taking one turn. And for some users with aphasia, the visual scenes is a great support. But then there's also, of course, the grid organized topics. They are based on a simple grid where we have placed the messages that are connected to one particular topic. And of course, this setup also has its benefit. We can use much more messages at the one page. And we have to figure out what is more important for our user, the contextual support of the visual scene or the variety of messages that they could use from the same page and minimize the navigation. So I think it's a very important and a very useful tool. Besides that, we have something very important for many aphasia users. It's a whiteboard. It can be used to write letters, numbers, words, draw pictures. Sometimes even colors can be used to talk about severity. For example, green for yes and red for no, for negative or positive statements. We can save those drawings or messages for future conversation. If somebody has drawn something very easy for them, like a scale, we can use it later and they can communicate around it and it will be saved within their page set. And by that, we are inviting our user to participate in the creation of their own communication tool. Besides that, I would like to mention that scales, the pain scales and assessment scales are actually included into this page set and available to both professional and the user. So I think those are very important tools for someone with aphasia. And of course, you can use the pictures of a user themselves, for example, in the visual scene and add them as you see fit. Going forward, I would like to remind you that there is a lot of supporting materials. If you're going to scan this QR code, it's going to take you to the page supporting this particular page set, where you're going to find a lot of interesting things, like, for example, the communication breakdown repair, the document that allows you a lot of suggestions and ideas how to support a person with aphasia. And it talks also about, I'm sorry. We went to a different slide. I would like to go here. I would like to talk about the approach that we are suggesting to use with aphasia, the live participation approach to aphasia. This is a method or approach that you can read more about on ASHA webpage or on aphasia.com, the global resource for aphasia. And this is the approach that suggests that the person with aphasia is at the center of all decision making. The focus is on empowering the person with aphasia to participate in the recovery process, focus on collaboration to ensure a more rapid return to active life, and focus on improving quality of life, mood, and overall well-being of the person with aphasia. What does it do? It reminds clinicians and researchers to focus on real-life goals of people affected by aphasia. It emphasizes on re-engagement in life by strengthening the daily participation in activities of choice, regardless of the stage of management, recent onset, or years post-stroke. It focuses on creating a positive and supportive communication environment. Why is it important? It's important because people with aphasia like to re-engage in what's motivating, important, and functional to them. They require support and tools to meet these goals. And we can do this by providing them with a page set filled with information that's important for them, for their family, and for the everyday activities that they would like to participate in. So I invite everyone to look into live participation approach to aphasia that is strongly supported by the support documents that I have presented earlier to you. And I think it's very important to talk that this page set is localized in English and German. You can find it within the software, but also on the page set central, you can find it in Bulgarian, Icelandic, Chinese. Those translations are done by the active users out there in the world and our partners like Assistive Foundation here in Bulgaria. They have created the Bulgarian translation. And as I said before, if you have access to DD-Snap, you have access to this content. You can download it from the Page Set Central. And I'm also going to post here the link to the Page Set Central. You can scan it and go to the Page Set Center directly right now and have access to all those translations done by our colleagues, friends, and enthusiasts around the world. Why is it important to think about the translation or localization of this page set? I think it's a very good point to note that this page set does not contain morphology. All messages are pre-recorded, or they are in full sentences or as a sentence starters, which means that localizing this page set in a homemade version, if you would like to make your own for your smaller language or underrepresented language that doesn't have such type of content right now, is much, much easier than the page set that does contain morphology. And for this particular population, it would be very, very useful. So I encourage you to create such localizations and post them on Page Set Central. So, and this is the place where I would like to stop talking about aphasia page set. And I would like to take us to the TD-Snap Express, the other part of my today's talk and different part of the population that I would like to talk about. What is a TD-Snap Express and why is it so important for us? TD-Snap Express is a page set that was designed with the simplicity as a main focus and the ease to use while supporting movement forward in communication and language skills. The page set features an intuitive structure and flow. It's minimizing the learning curve, the main thing that we want to minimize, the learning curve for both the user and the professional, because very often when we're working with the professionals who are just starting their work with AAC, they might be struggling, and sometimes it's the only professional that's available to the user, or for the family members who might struggle with the more robust page sets. The simplicity is here for them. it does provide the context-driven tools for people who need fast and very situational communication. It focuses on everyday vocabulary and accessible layout for conditions like autism and intellectual disability. It is set around a very natural flow of the conversation and typical purposes or intent of the messages. It is can be used for very early AAC users and interaction during very common, very daily activities. So we can generate the full messages to the pre-recorded ones, or we can use a separate words and phrases. What is in focus? What seemed the most important while creating TD Snap Express? We have three parts of it. The simple navigation. The TD Snap Express is organized around theme-based categories to make vocabulary easy to find, to decrease the navigation demands. The homepage has a toolbar on the left side, as you see, that allows individuals to navigate quickly and easily to the keyboard, dashboard, and chat. We have organized the vocabulary around the themes. Within each theme, there are message builders. You can see them again on the left side in orange, and single words that can be used to create messages. Message builders are the orange buttons on the left side. And once in a theme, the arrow buttons, you see the red one and the green one, appear on the page and allows you to move through the page. The TD Snap Express focuses on speed of communication by using the support messages, building smaller number of buttons per page, and concrete message pathways. Besides that, themes can be supported by integrated books and the photo albums. I'm going to show you the example of it later. And of course, we would like to provide the growth opportunity to every user, no matter what page set they're using. It is the very intuitive starting point, the TD Snap Express, for supporting AAC user to learn AC and then provide them a pathway further on to continue this journey. There's spaces to add personally motivating pictures, as well as names, pronouns, people that are not yet there. We have left plenty of space for it. And I think very interesting thing is that the overall navigation and understanding of the page set aligns with other ones, like SnapCore First or Motorplan. And if we would like to take someone from TD Snap Express to the page sets that are more robust, it is absolutely possible. And I would like to give you the examples of simple navigation with plenty of space for personalization. As you understand, by using the arrows on the screen, you're going to be able to move between the different parts of the page set. And as you see, there's lots of space to add any content that you would like to add to it. And of course, it's important to say that it works with all TD Snap supported access methods like touch, like switch, like eye gaze, and like eye gaze plus switch or mouse dwell. All of those are possible for your user. And from here, I would like to remind us to recognize all forms of success. Very often, we're looking at the big, robust page sets and then looking at our user and thinking, no, for my user, that's too much. It's too complicated for them. That's what some of us could have thought at some points, because the success we envision for the user is the full sentence communication. And if they cannot do it, we are not offering them the more robust page sets. But what about giving them the page set that works for them best and hoping that they're going to increase attention to their interaction? It's going to be more interesting for them. They might initiate the communication. They use more vocabulary or different communication tools, separate words or the whole sentences, might lead to the longer interaction. Maybe they enjoy the interactions more. That's also a great marker of success. And of course, we see the more independence in their communication. Let's see that very different forms of success are success indeed. And the very practical information, it is localized in English, in Dutch, in German, and in Spanish. And on the page in Central, you can find it in Estonian, Sami, Slovenian, Welsh. I know that Afrikaans is coming soon, and many other languages. And that's the part where you could think, if you're working with a language that has less representation and should and could be localized, that's the great place to start. And we're happy to help you. Please reach out to me or my colleagues, and we're going to see what are the opportunities of localizing more languages for this particular page set. Think of families that are bilingual and might need representation of some smaller language within their family, and it's not represented by any other page set. This is a beautiful opportunity to do so. And I would like to finish with the thought of one size does not fit all. I hope we agree together on it. And I would like to encourage you to go and find the right fit for you and your user. And on this particular QR code you have on the screen, you can find the description and comparison of all the TD Snap page sets that I just read through, with details and updates and everything you might want to know about them. And you can find among them the one that answers the needs of your user and start using it. I also want to remind you that there is a free trial version of TD Snap that every one of you could use absolutely free of charge for 1 month to understand how it works and does it fit your needs. Today, unfortunately, I'm not in person, I'm in recording, but I would love us to continue this conversation. So please feel free to find me on social media or write down my email if you have any questions. If you're thinking of what languages could and should be localized in TD Snap Express, please reach out to me. Don't be a stranger. And I would like to once again thank Assistive Foundation for inviting us to this conversation. And I wish you all a great conference. Thank you.